Boom! Whoa! Black-tailed rattlesnake. Finally found an adult banded rock rattlesnake. Monsoon season. They actually will eat venomous snakes. First ever tiger rattlesnake. Desert blonde tarantula. It was crazy. Ooh. Whew. Gotta watch out for that. Ugh. This is the beginning of the Arizona trip. Let's go find some rattlesnakes. Guys, look at this. We have the first rattlesnake of the trip. This is the first time I've ever found a black-tailed rattlesnake. Look at this. And I'm just gonna gently bring him over here. They can get a little bit bigger than this. Looks to be a young, let's see, this might be a young female. Beautiful black-tailed rattlesnake. Look at the face. This snake literally has black all over its snout. That is such a sexy little rattlesnake. Obviously called the black-tailed rattlesnake because right here they have a jet black tail. Super pretty animal. And hopefully we can find a few different species on this trip. There's actually 13 different species of rattlesnake here in Arizona. And I'm just gonna try to knock off species I've never found before. So this is my first ever black-tailed rattlesnake I've ever seen in my life. And look how chill he is. He's actually pretty laid back. When we first came up on him, he was rattling a little bit, but as you can see, this guy is pretty dang relaxed. Look at that. He's just chilling for us right now. Beautiful black-tailed rattlesnake. That is so sick. I love rattlesnakes. And we're in a state that has so many where we're gonna see such a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes on this trip in Arizona. Awesome. First rattlesnake, let's go. Guys, look at this. We got another snake. Second snake of the night, a long-nosed snake. Beautiful little desert dwelling snake called the long nose because that beautiful long shovel-like nose almost. Look how pretty this is. I found one of these once like 6-7 years ago, much smaller with like red pigment. This guy has like a tiny bit of red pigment patches right there, but really cool, almost completely like white and black. Kind of looks like a California king snake. I didn't even expect him to get this big. Super cool snake. Second snake of the night, really slow because it's a full moon and it's monsoon season and there's not a lot of rain right now. So we're hoping we get some stuff in the next 3 days and make an excellent desert dwelling episode, showing you all the reptiles out here. Where's the camera? I can't see the lights in my face. Showing you all the reptiles out here of Arizona. Let's go see what else we can find. Musk on that snake is not good. Woo! Look at this, guys. We just got my first ever tiger rattlesnake. My buddy Alex and Brandon just spotted this rattlesnake off the road. And he's just coiled up, hanging out. And I'm trying to get myself a stick right now because the tiger rattlesnake is one of the most venomous rattlesnakes out here in North America, let alone Arizona. Out of all the 13 species, this one ranks high up there. And this one's almost full grown. They don't get that big, but they're really, really cool snakes. Let me see if I can safely get this snake on the stick. Look at that beautiful tiger rattlesnake. I'm gonna move my hand because sorry about that. The bite from this snake is no joke. If you get bit by this snake all the way out here in the middle of nowhere, it's gonna be bad, bad news. Ooh. Look at this. Oh, and it looks like this snake maybe ate a meal. It looks kind of a little chubby right now. And they're called tiger rattlesnakes because of that beautiful pattern. Ooh, that beautiful pattern that's going along the body. Look at that. It's my first ever tiger rattlesnake out in the wilds of Arizona. And other rattlesnake species, a first for the trip. This is a dream come true. Tiger rattlesnake. I grew up watching Steve Irwin work with these snakes on TV. And it's always been a dream to come and see these guys out in the wild. We're gonna try to see what else we can find. It's a really, really slow night, but tomorrow we're going to another spot where hopefully we'll find a lot of stuff. Look at that snake. I just want to kiss you, but I don't want to die. Put you right back into your little crevasse. Oh, we got ourselves the third species of rattlesnake of the night, a western diamondback rattlesnake, Crotalus atrox. I've heard that the western diamondbacks compared to the eastern diamondbacks are much nastier, or at least the western diamondbacks are much nastier in Arizona than places like Texas, apparently. The last time I was here, the westerns were acting like this, and it seems like this one's pretty cranky too. Give me a little rattlesnake. All right, get right back into the wild. Ugh, what is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to my wildlife. We're out here in Arizona, and we just found the first rattlesnake of the morning. Look at this. Can you see the rattlesnake? It's actually right here in this area, but it's so well camouflaged, you can barely see it. Get a little bit closer and look. This is a young juvenile banded rock rattlesnake. How crazy is that? This thing is so well camouflaged to this gray bark. These guys live in rocky outcrops up here at the tops of mountains. They're actually a protected species, so unfortunately I can't show this snake off to you too much. But if you look really close, you can actually see they have like a pink underbelly. And what's interesting is there's a bunch of different subspecies, localities. This one specifically, they don't have solid black bands. They keep these saddles, my friends were telling me. So this one's gonna get a little bit bigger, but it's never gonna have those solid black bands that go around like the other ones. There's 13 different species of rattler out here, and this is the 4th species we found in 2 days. How cool is that? We found an Arizona blacktail, we found a tiger rattlesnake, western diamondback, and now the banded rock rattlesnake. How sick is that? Let's go see what else we can find. It's early, so the sun's starting to come out, and these animals are gonna be looking to bask because it was super chilly last night. Oh, just minding my own. Oh, Willard! Guys, look at this. We got the 5th rattlesnake of the trip. Super tiny. It's a little baby willow-eyed, the Ridgenose rattlesnake. Check that out. He's actually got some ants on him right now crawling around. My buddy just spotted this snake crawling around. So all the snakes are starting to move right now. Super interesting about this snake. When they're young like this, they're actually eating centipedes. So super venomous centipedes, something that most people wouldn't want to mess with. These guys are actually eating as baby food. And these guys get pretty big. They get like a couple feet long. So hopefully we can see an adult and show you how big they get. And if you look really close, you can actually see the tip of his tail has no rattle on the tail. So they're actually not born with a rattle. They create a rattle every time they shed. And it takes about 2 to 3 sheds for them to make that rattling sound. Hopefully we can find a big one. Let's go see what other rattlesnakes we can find. Guys, look at this. We finally found an adult banded rock rattlesnake. Look how sick this is. In situ, right here on the tree, on this washout, this dry creek bed. How cool is that? So it's actually got like a green hue on its back. You can't really tell on camera, but they do have this like mossy green hue. And what I've learned is that these guys are actually sexually dimorphic. So the males have this green hue and the females don't. And these guys hang outside more in the UV, in the sun. Look at this. You can actually see the rattle on the rattlesnake is cracked off almost completely, so it's about to break off. This is natural. So rattlesnakes, they shed and they shed. Every time they shed, a section is added to the rattle, and once it gets too long like this one, it will crack off if it hits a rock or a log as they're moving around, which is perfectly natural. You can't tell the age of a rattlesnake by the amount of rattles on its rattler. You can only tell its age if you actually had it in captivity from a baby and you've been raising it for years. It just shows the amount of times it's shed in the last year or so. How amazing is that? A little banded rock rattlesnake, almost full grown. They don't get that big, but still a spectacular snake in this habitat. Look at this. Look how cool this is. Right here on the riverbed. All right, we're going to let him be. He's going to collect sunlight, and we're going to see what else we can find. So many rattlesnakes, such a productive morning. Let's see what else we can see. Arizona is absolutely insane. Literally 6 different rattlesnake species in less than 24 hours. We're driving down this road, and these, hey, watch it. They just spotted this tiny little rattlesnake. Look at this. Look how small this rattlesnake is. They just spotted it. Just like that, another banded rock rattlesnake. That is insane. We have another Ridgenose rattlesnake. It's a little one. This one's slightly bigger than the last one, but check it out. Look, it's just a little juvenile that has barely got a rattle going. He may have shed once. How cool is that? The sun is starting to cook. It's hitting this angle of the mountain, so they're starting to charge up. They're like little solar panels. They need heat for energy because he's a reptile, ectothermic, whereas you and I being mammals, we have to eat to get energy. So he's starting to cook up like a solar panel, and he's starting to become a little bit cantankerous. We want to make sure we don't get too close. They're not just protected, but when they heat up with that energy, they're a little bit snappy. Bye, little guy. Let's go find an adult. Here we go, guys. We finally got a Ridgenose rattlesnake that actually can rattle at us. He has about 2 rattles on his rattle right there, 2 little beads going on. You can actually hear a slight little humming, but this is still technically a juvenile Ridgenose rattlesnake. They can get like 2 feet long, maybe a little bit bigger. But we've been having so much success. This is probably like the 4th or 5th one we've gotten today, plus the banded rock rattlesnake. So today's been super successful. And tonight, we're going to hopefully find like a wild Gila monster, maybe some western diamondbacks. Who knows? This place is full of reptiles, especially this time of year in the monsoon season. Whoa! Guys, look at this. One more banded rock rattlesnake. Look how tiny it is. Just a little baby neonate. Look at that, right next to my hand. We've gotten 9 rattlers today so far. Super successful. Out here at this spot, I'll put the pin coordinates right here. Put it in your GPS and take a look yourself. And look at this. Another little garter snake.
Oh, that's baby.
A little baby. That's why we're out here, because it's monsoon season and all the baby snakes are moving around. Ooh, We got ourselves a desert blonde tarantula. This is the first time I've ever seen this species in the wild. This is actually a male. Males don't get nearly as big as the females. That's how it is in the tarantula world. Look how cool that is. A desert blonde tarantula. Of course, called a desert blonde because you look at that little thorax right there, nice and blonde and beautiful. Tarantulas, when they're scared, they'll actually take their back legs and kick off the hairs, which are kind of like fiberglass. And they go up into the air, and the animal will get it into their face. It's irritating. It's a deterrent for predators. When I was really young, I put a tarantula on my face for a photo, kicked off the hairs, got all up in my eyes and my nostrils everywhere. It was irritating for days. It was like fiberglass. It was crazy. Ooh. And I want to make sure I keep this tarantula nice and happy. We don't have that same situation happen. Look how cool that is. A wild tarantula, and they get way bigger. I hope we see a really big one on this trip, but that's still cool to see a little guy. Look at that. Wild desert blonde tarantula. Can I give you a kiss? Look at that. How cool. Let's go release it right off to the side of the road. That is so sick. My first ever desert blonde tarantula. Here you go. Goodbye. All right, let's see if we can find a wild Gila monster. Yeah, baby! Woo! It's windy and we have another blacktail. It is super slow tonight, but hey, at least we got some rattlers. Look how beautiful this guy is. What's going on, pretty snake? Crossing on this windy night. All right, let's get this little rattler off the road so he doesn't get squashed. There you go. Guys, look at this. We got another rattlesnake. We got the Arizona black-tailed rattlesnake. Look at this. Beautiful little rattler. First snake of the night. Hopefully we have a lot of success. This is my last night in Arizona, and I'm hoping to see some species I haven't found yet. But it's been a pretty successful trip. Even though the moon's been blasting and scaring all the snakes, we're still having a little bit of success and a beautiful little Arizona black rattlesnake. It was heading this way, so we're just going to move it off the road and go see what else we can find tonight. Look at that. How cool. Nothing like a beautiful rattlesnake. That is so awesome. Oh, go this way. There we go. Awesome. We got ourselves a late night western diamondback baby, just hanging out on the road. And another little western diamondback rattlesnake, the Atrox. Crotalus Atrox. Let's get it off the road. Another western diamondback, a little bit bigger this time. First gopher snake of the trip. Just spotted this guy on the side of the road. Thought it was maybe a big western diamondback, but instead a nice big non-venomous gopher snake. They eat gophers, they eat rodents, anything they can fit in their mouths really out here in the deserts. Hopefully we can find some more snakes, some more lifers. This is a first for me out here. I'm really hoping to see a Gila monster. We're gonna try to go to bed for a little bit and then wake up at 5 in the morning to go to a spot to maybe find a Gila monster, my first ever one. All right, let's let this snake go. Got the side of the road right here. And we're gonna see what else we can find out here in the wilderness of Tucson, Arizona. Yes, look at this, guys. We actually did not get skunked for this morning walk. Unfortunately, we haven't found a Gila monster, but I found my first desert king snake. How sick is that? Look how beautiful that snake is with that black pattern. What's really cool about the king snakes is they actually will eat venomous snakes like rattlesnakes. They'll sneak up on a rattlesnake, go up to the side of its face, and chomp down on its face so it can't bite, and then they'll constrict, wrapping around the rattlesnake, squeezing it to death, and then they'll swallow it whole. So these guys are snake specialists. They'll eat other things like geckos and maybe even rodents, but they love to eat other snakes, including venomous snakes. They're supposed to be immune to snake venom, so these guys have special superpowers. How cool. Desert king snake right here for the end of the trip. Hopefully we find a Gila monster on the way out. If not, this was an amazing trip. Big thanks to my friend Andrew for taking me out here, showing me all these beautiful animals, and be able to find some of my first ever black-tailed rattlesnake, tiger rattler, all these different species, Ridgenose rattlesnakes, banded rock rattlesnakes, some very difficult to find species. So it's been lifers this whole trip. It's been amazing. So do what you guys need to do in life that makes you happy. This makes me happy. Follow your dreams, stay passionate about what you love, and keep on hiking, keep on walking the walk of life. You never know what's around the next corner. I'll see you on the next one. All right, I'm gonna let this king snake go, And I'm going to head to the airport. Maybe I'll find a Gila monster on the way out. But I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay beautiful, stay safe, and most of all, follow your dreams, walk the deserts, and always pull out. And follow your dreams. I'll see you on the next one. This. Come here, you big son of a gun. Ow! I love the desert. Ow!